What's going on, Omnibuddies? Mitch here, and today we are doing an Omnibuddy overview of one of my all-time favorite books. It's one of my all-time favorite Christmas stories. It is Klaus by Grant Morrison and Dan Mora. Alright, so before we get this laid down and looking at an overview of the book, it is sadly pretty much out of print. You can get, I believe it's New Adventures or actually Life and Times of Santa Claus. I can't remember which one. Those are still pretty readily available, but the main book right here, Klaus, is sadly super out of print. I don't think it's terribly expensive, so if you're wanting to jump on it for a great Christmas read, you're gonna want to get on it ASAP. Hopefully it gets reprinted. Every year the creative team comes out with a new single issue for the series. I believe it's still going. And so every other year when they come out with the second one, they actually do a collected edition. So each one is basically like 2 issues collected together, and every other year they come out with a new hardcover. So hopefully soon they're going to be doing some reprints. All right, let's not hold back anymore. Let's take a look at these books. All right, so here is book 1 of Klaus by Grant Morrison and Dan Mora. Here is the spine, and here is the back of the book. Now, I do want to point out, I usually show the back, front, and spine, but in this book, it has these amazing gold gilded edge pages, and so cool. And I mean, I've been reading this book for years, and my nieces and nephews, my brothers have been borrowing the book and reading it too. So I mean, it holds up pretty well. It's got a little bit of scuffing and all that on the corners, but not too bad. But yeah, it is a beautiful book. So we will flip this open, and it's got these really rich dark crimson end sheets with Klaus and his wolf. And let's get into it. And we have Klaus. Oh, and this is by Boom Studios, and I should do the normal thing. It does retail for $34.99, so $35 USD, if you can find it, because it is relatively out of print. So, by Grant Morrison and Dan Mora. And let's get into it. Man, I love the art. Even just these backgrounds like this are just so well done. And as you can see, getting right into it, the art is just phenomenal. And so I'll try not to go into this too much, because, you know, this is an overview, and I try not to show off, you know, tell too much of the story and give spoilers, because I hate getting spoilers. But Klaus is some stranger out of the wilderness. People don't know who he is. Very mysterious. Just kind of walks into town, leaves his wolf behind, because obviously wolves probably aren't going to be well received in town. And pretty quickly he realizes he's not welcome there, and there's something just off about the town with, you know, the guards yelling at the kids, no playing in the streets by order of the Baron. Is that some kind of toy, you know? And you find out pretty quickly that toys are not allowed in this town, and you can kind of see where this might be going with Santa Claus. You know, he's kicked out of town. He decides he's kind of left for dead and all that. Then you meet the Baron and his son, and things get dark. I will say that this book is not for kids. It is a dark tale, and I mean, it's Grant Morrison, so ideally you probably already know that, but you know, yeah. And then you have some great two-part spreads. It's just amazing, with his wolf buddy, and then Spirits of the Woods. Oh my god, like, look at this art. Sorry if you can hear my kids in the background. They should be asleep, but they're playing, and that's how it goes. But holy cow, when I turned this page for the first time, it just blew me away. Dang. So something happens, he wakes up, there's toys everywhere, and what does he do with all these toys, you might ask? Well, I'm not going to tell you, but there is a spoiled brat who should just get coals, and a mother who loves him, and a mystery about the town. And not only is there magic in here, but there is might be some evil spirits too. So yeah, but you know, it's all about him kind of taking on this moniker and trying to figure it out, and also save this town and save the kids and help everyone, and just be that bringer of gifts in so many ways, not just toys, but bringing freedom to the town and bringing joy back to the town. It's pretty awesome, and it gets pretty dang dark. I don't know if I really should jump to the end of the story or not. I think I'm going to skip it a little bit, because I really don't want it to get spoiled for you. So it's got some really cool backups in there of, you know, some of the cover gallery and all that. Super cool stuff. A little bit about the author, and bam, you're done. And that is book 1. Now we are going on to the next book. There's actually 2 books. There's actually 2 books. And I'll probably just show them both together. They have Life and Times of Santa Claus and The New Adventures of Klaus. And I think is this the one? Is this the last one? Let me see. Yeah, I think this is the last book that just came out. Yeah. So this book is continuation, New Adventures of Santa. Very cool stuff. And it just keeps going. The Witch of Winter, figuring out about this other small town, and he's got a, you know, or, oh no, that's not the small town. He's, you know, dealing with other I guess you'd call them spirits or something, you know, just all the different versions of Santa and things like that, and freeing more people, and some really interesting takes, and some really cool stuff on kind of these elves. Very cool story. And then, okay, yeah, this is the small town where it's all about Christmas, and something's going on, something's weird, and it gets weird, it gets strange, but it's also just super cool. So these are kind of the continuation of him, and obviously it's a lot later in the story. You saw it was kind of a, I don't even know what time period you'd put the other book in, maybe, you know, medieval, something like that. I don't know, with barons and swords and I don't know, all that. But now it's obviously in a town with cars, so it's jumped way farther into the future, and obviously there's some craziness with that happens in here. So it's a lot of other magic going on. This one has a lot of cover gallery art too, or at least a few. And then I think, yeah. Oh, and this also has the very cool gilded edges. All 3 books do. Has some concept art, so they threw a little bit more in here, which was nice. Very cool shots of like all the art in progress and all that. And again, about the authors and some other stuff going on. And then we'll close that up. And then we have Klaus, The Life and Times of Santa Claus. And this one has, I like the first story about the snowman. What's it called? The Crying Snowman. Such a cool story. Super cool about this snowman who's just struggling, and Klaus has to help, and obviously more adventures and crazy crazy art. I mean, look at that double spread. Jeez. Just beautiful stuff going on. And then the next one this is where it kind of, so the first one I really liked. This one gets a little, I don't know, it's cool. It's a cool concept, but it's not what I really enjoy. But, you know, it's some cool art. See, I got to turn it horizontally, and kind of talks about all the different years going through. Kind of becomes this like calendar art piece, which is pretty cool. Tells a little bit of a story. You really got to look at it to really get the story, I think. But some very cool pieces, and some fun pieces, obviously, too, like Back to the Future homages and takes and things, and pretty cool. I like it. I won't show you it all. Let's see, get to the end. Cover gallery. And man, this Crying Snowman one is just such a cool concept, especially how well Dan Mora pulled off the art on it. It's so beautiful. I mean, whew, and some very cool character design stuff going on. Processes, all that kind of stuff. Very cool stuff. Again, about the creative team and more of what's going on. Very cool little kitty there. I wonder what the other one was. What was the other one? Oh, okay, him and his wolf again. So that is it. That is all 3 books in the Klaus series. Alright, so that was a quick overview of the 3 Klaus books by Grant Morrison and Dan Mora. Amazing art, just like some of the most beautiful art you'll ever see, some of the most original storytelling, especially around Santa Claus and all the Christmas holiday tales. So it's super original, super cool. The first book is outstanding, one of my favorite books, one of the most original books I've ever read. The other 2 books, pretty good. They kind of, in my opinion, the first one is the best, second one's up there, pretty cool, but not quite capturing that magic that the first book had. And the third one, I feel like it's okay, it's fun. It does that horizontal flip of the book and kind of like a calendar, almost like an Advent type, yearly calendar type thing where goes over the years, which is kind of cool. I need to go back and reread it again, but the art makes up for any kind of lack, I feel like, and that's not to say that the story's super lacking. I just think that one, they did something different, but for me, it didn't work nearly as well as what it did in the first 2 books. So that's it. I hope you can find these books. I believe one of them is still available. You could check out our sponsor, Organic Price Books, where you can order all your books for $2 off every order using code Omnibuddy. You can support the channel. You can get some money off. Hopefully these books are going to come back in print, so keep watching out for them and order them as soon as they come up because they're awesome. But yeah, hit up our sponsor, Organic Price Books, because they're awesome. Small business, newer business. They've been in business about a year, and JP, the owner of the shop, is just awesome. Super communicative, packs, bar none. He's the best packer in the industry. I don't even think that's my opinion. That's just basically a fact, really. And then they ship super fast, and their prices are great, and you can't beat them with those discount codes. Great prices. So relax if you order from them. Super quality stuff. Anyways, that's it. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, do all those things. But of course, what I always say is comment. Comment, let me know what your favorite Christmas read comic is. What's your favorite graphic novel around Christmas? There's some other great ones out there. I know of a couple. I haven't been able to find a ton of ones that I can yearly read like I do these, where every year I sit down and I read through them, and it just gets me into the holiday spirit. So what gets you, what comic, what graphic novel gets you into the holiday spirit? Let me know in the comments. All right, that's it. Remember to take care and stay safe.